Hey, we're here with Edward Sharpe of the Magnetic Zeros. Thanks so much for taking the time, guys and gal. It's a lot of you. How is it getting around with so many people? I mean, is it tough to move around, maneuver with so many people in the band?
It takes about 45 minutes for us to go from one place to get everybody to go from one place to another. But
you got the buddies.
Well together.
You got the buddy system worked down. Does everybody have a buddy?
Oh, sure.
Nobody goes missing or anything?
That happens.
Is the enclave essential for the sound? Like, do we need 9 people to make the sound for it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
It's just that's just how it is. It's like we wouldn't. Otherwise, we're stuck. You know. I mean, it really is. For the way those sound. I mean, we could do an acoustic version.
Right.
But it'll sound completely different. You know, for it to sound like the way we wanted it to sound. Yeah.
There's so many different ways and so many different boxes to put your music, but I want to hear from you guys how you would describe your music, because it ranges from psychedelia to alt country, rock and folk. I mean, how would you describe
Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Circles instead of boxes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Jade, anything to add?
Freedom? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's definitely easier right now to make music that's a little more eclectic than, you know, if you're not looking necessarily for radio play and you're just looking to have a good time, then it's definitely easier to do that now than maybe 20 years ago, right?
Sure. I mean, I have no idea actually, but I think it's always easy to do what you want to do. It's easier to do what you want to do than what you don't want to do, I think, in general. You know, and then as far as what we sound like, I think that also we could sound like anything, but the principle in some ways is community in a way. Do you know what I mean? Like, or something communal about it.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be, like, even if it's just 2 of us playing or something, and I don't know, there's a sharing, like there's a very the consciousness of sharing is like very present, you know, so that may seep into it musically as well.
Up From Below's been out for a year, and Home has been a huge success for you guys. Did you ever think when you wrote the tune, or even when the record came out, that you'd have the kind of success you had with that record? I don't imagine you set out to have that kind of success, because it doesn't really seem like something you'd try to do, but
It's been a nice surprise.
yeah.
It's hard to say, because I think that we love it so much, and we're loving it so much when we were making the album, that we thought there's no limit to this. You know what I mean? It
Right.
just felt great. So in some ways we were inviting that, you know.
When we were recording Home, like, I just thought that we were just chilling on the floor making a song that, like, maybe we'd listen to occasionally in the years to come. I didn't realize.
Well, I think we're all going to listen to it now for years to come. It's kind of one of those songs that, no matter where we are, it's kind of one of those songs that definitely resonates with the general public, don't you think?
I mean, it seems to, you know.
Who doesn't want to go home?
Where is home?
Wherever there's you.
Yeah, I got that part, but you guys are based in California, right?
We're based in Los Angeles right now. So.
Which is weird too, because you have more of a San Francisco Valley kind of sound and feel to the
That's
music
just
you
kind
make.
of a cliche about California in general. That just doesn't. It's not really kind of true, because there's a total community of open-minded, artistic people that live in Los Angeles and
Very
Southern
strong
California.
Yeah.
So, if anything, I would say that I kind of sense more of an open-mindedness in Los Angeles than I do from my experience in San Francisco.
Really?
Personally, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I think also though that there is reason for you to think that LA is non-communal, and I think that the community in LA is born out of, in reaction to the intensely uncommunal aspects of Los Angeles. Like when I was growing up, the only community was the gay community in LA, in West Hollywood, that I was aware of.
Right.
And I think in reaction to like the intensely spread out, like in order to see anyone you had to drive like 20 minutes or whatever, places like Silver Lake or Echo Park or Venice or whatever it is. Venice always had its little thing going on, but
Sure.
But it's really only in the like last 15 years maybe that I think that people have been thirsting for a community in Los Angeles, and it really is, flowering there. So it's cool.
The Latino community is huge, like the youngest in LA, and I think we're learning more from them.
Right. It speaks to the idea, though, that LA is so spread out, whether it's, Orange County or to the north. I mean, it's a pretty spread out place to just say.
It was just intentionally designed as a place where you need a car to travel. That's literally how it was designed by motor companies. So intentionally decommunalized.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even though there are, Hispanics, Mexicans, Latinos everywhere doing really amazing, like Aaron was saying, inspiring things, like having barbecues and having people over, like, whoa, that's insane. Like, having fun, like using your land and gardening. It's like so intense, and but it's so obvious and basic and like, right,
The album has been out for a year, and I know that fans of this band are looking for new music. How far are we from a new record or some new recordings?
I think soon.
Another day closer.
Is it a constant process? I mean, you guys are all around all the time, so you could easily strap on some guitars while you're on the bus, right, and write some stuff. Is that what happens?
Definitely.
Everybody's always playing something.
Yeah.
We have some pretty good jam sessions on the bus.
I can imagine.
The Swamp Jam.
Tell me about Letterman, because that's the first time I caught on to what was going on here, and it just looked like, well, Jade, you were out of your mind, I think, having fun on Letterman, and what was that experience for you guys? A band from LA on the big stage on Letterman.
You know what I love about that? I think it's because of the context, like the juxtaposition of just like feeling. We just felt very like relaxed. That's about it. It was freezing in there, but like the performance was just very sort of understated and relaxed, and we just had fun. But it was like this, like, whoa, like very. It came across to people as shocking almost. I think a lot of people have brought that up, like, wow, that's just like so intense that you guys were sort of feeling loose and free. It just amplified the quality, I guess. But for us, it was really just like, okay, let's remain calm, even though it's 44 degrees in here and like we're playing to 8 million people.
Yeah,
or whatever.
we'd been on the road for a while too.
And we just got back from the most wily European trip.
Our first tour.
It's crazy. So it was like a homecoming. We're still alive. It felt so good.
We were barely holding the ship together, like by the time we got on stage. But it was, it's just it was just a fun time, a nice time, and we just played the song. It was fun.
Yes.
We ask everybody who we sit down with what you're listening to now, and I know that you were rocking your headphones all the way in here. What are you listening to like right now?
Thank you for asking. That is a binaural programming. That's just a one tone here and another tone here.
That's awesome.
I
like to
your
bump
brain
that
ends up
every
creating
day.
a wah, 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 wah,
That's
wah,
like the
wah.
eye dosing thing that people are talking about online.
High dosing. I don't know.
They have this thing online where you can go to YouTube and grab different videos where they send binaural frequencies to your screen, and apparently people get high just listening to, which is weird.
Sure. Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah. But these, they screw with your inner ear and whatever.
Yeah.
But seriously, what besides the binaural stuff, which is cool and all, but for the people at home who don't
super cool.
Yeah, for people who don't have access to binaural tones.
It's
pretty.
you can download them. That was an application for my iPhone app. Yeah.
Which one is it?
Hemisync. That one was called Brainwave. Anyway, I just downloaded a John Cale album called Vintage Violence that is really, really good.
It is.
Anybody else?
I do that. I run the house music sometimes, and I like to play Fela Kuti before we play, and old school hip hop after we play. That just seems appropriate for some reason.
Milton Nascimento.
That guy.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I like Beach House.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks so much for taking the time, guys. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. And continued success, and can't wait to check out the show tonight.